Chef, if you've ever heard of a restaurant called Le Bec Fin, perhaps you'd like to get those cakes to complement the entree of the lobster tails that we have for you right now from Greenhead Lobster. Certified Maine lobster tails, and you're getting a lot of them. Watch as Jen Kovich does this. She pulls all of the meat in one solid piece out of that whisper clean shell. You can see her shirt right through it, and it's because of a special process they only do for us. So I want to let you know, 18 of them. This is a lot of lobster tail coming home to you. 18 in their most popular 4 to 5 ounce size. You happen to get 6 easy payments on this until the end of the day today. So it's not just the 18 lobster tails, but it's the 16 ounces of the Kate's Maine butter, which I did find out from Mary DeAngelis in Maine is like the best there is.
Right.
Multiple award-winning butter. M55551. And Jen Kovich, one of our lobster experts, is joining us today. And you've been bringing this brand to QVC for years. And I think it's really important because just because something is lobster tail, some people say from the state of Maine, it doesn't mean it's certified Maine lobster tail and what that actually means.
Absolutely. And a lot of times you go to those 5-star restaurants because you think that that's the only true place that you can really enjoy cold water lobster, and that's just simply not true. We are giving you an unbelievably opportunity to truly get that wonderful, deep, cold water Maine lobster tail, not just from anywhere, not just from the North Atlantic, but from Maine. Look at that here. You can see the beautiful, pristine waters. All of our licensed lobstermen. We only source our lobsters from licensed lobstermen that have been certified by the state of Maine. We too have our own certificate saying that we can accept these lobster tails, prepare them in a proprietary method that Hugh Reynolds, owner and founder of Greenhead Lobster, only does for the QVC customer, and then ship them out to you. That preparation method is simply water that's been transmitted through the shell at such a high rate of pressure and speed that it allows for 100% separation of the meat from the shell. So as you see, once you boil these, and then you can pull this out. This is not a magic act. I can do this all day.
You know what? And that's why it's so amazing, because think of all the times that you've enjoyed lobster in the past and it really wasn't all that enjoyable.
Right.
Because frankly, you were digging, you were picking, you had multiple utensils there, and you were trying to crack open the shell just to get the last little shreds and bits. Because honestly, lobster tail is a considered purchase. When you go to a restaurant, sometimes it's that horrific MP. You don't even know how much it is, and you have to ask, which is always weird and embarrassing, especially if you have a budget.
Yeah.
When you go out to dinner, you might be celebrating something special and you don't have $50 to spend on a single entree or whatever it is. Here, you know exactly what it is per tail, $15.83, which in my opinion is a steal, because this is not a tiny little 2 or 3 ouncer. This is a 4 to 5 ounce lobster tail, and you get the money to go along, or the money.
The money.
There's no money.
We're giving you money.
You get butter. You get butter to go along
That's more money in your wallet, that's for sure.
There's not many of these to go around, by the way. Once again, a finite amount, so I do recommend auto delivery always, because you can lock this in every 6 months for 1 full year with those 6 easy payments locked in as well.
Right. I mean, isn't this unbelievable?
That was actually like the best bite ever. There have been a lot of sweets in the show. I love sweets. However, there's nothing like biting into something totally savory, but yet somehow kind of sweet, succulent, plump.
Right.
Gosh, the texture of that is just phenomenal.
Isn't it? I mean, we all know that if you want sweet, succulent lobster tail, you go to Maine. And then you're going to get that. It's that perfect dense texture. It's absolutely unbelievable. But what I love about this preparation method, again, you can only find this here at QVC. What makes it so special is, like Sharon was saying, you don't have to dig. It's not about how much you buy. It's about how much you get to enjoy. And look at the inside of that shell. Every bit of that lobster tail, you're going to get to enjoy, even down to the little pieces right here on the end.
You can never get those.
Thank you.
Ever. And you know what else? By the way, super busy. Use QVC.com, automated ordering, whatever is your fastest way to get your information in. But those last little end pieces are part of the pink that's on this lobster tail. And you may not know this at home, but I learned this from you, that everywhere you see that rich pink color is a sign of the sweetness.
That's right. Absolutely. It's a sign of the sweetness. And that's where you get so much of that flavor. Again, we know that we can get flavor. We can get an experience here. You're getting that wonderful experience delivered right to your door.
I'm clapping. This is delicious. So, a couple of things. This 18 count, It's a lot in one order. We're really only able to secure enough of these to do this about 2 times a year, where we offer you a single count of 18, breaking down to less than $16 per lobster tail. Full 4 to 5 ounces, certified Maine from their lobstermen in those waters. That is absolutely huge. When you look at them here on the platter, think about doing this for Easter. Can you imagine having a whole family, a whole house full of family and friends, all of these laid out, but someone might be looking at this saying, okay, I'm not used to seeing them all stretched out and long like that. How do we prepare that to keep that pretty shape?
So it's absolutely simple. So these will arrive to you individually frozen. You take out what you want when you want it. Now, when you are ready, and they thaw in the refrigerator overnight. So I like to say definitely overnight, let them thaw. Then you want to boil them. Rule of thumb is 1 minute per ounce. It's super, super simple. 4 minutes. You are going to have perfect, snowy white, pristine lobster tails like you've never had before. And the best part is, again, when you're all sitting around that Easter table and you're enjoying something that maybe you've never had before, because have you ever really had true Maine lobster tail?
And giant chunks like this where it's not all shredded trying to pick it out of the shell. Biting into that one whole piece. That is so beautiful. And just to let you know, we have fewer than 100 remaining out of the 300 we started with. Because you're getting 18 of them too, maybe you only have 10 people coming over to your house, and then you have 8 of them left over. When you boil them, and you should put a skewer in right away to make sure that it stays straight. So make sure you put the skewer in, and then obviously take it out before you serve it. If you want to chop up the lobster and put it on top of a salad, or you want to do a lobster roll, or you want to put this in a seafood Alfredo sauce, you're not dealing with shears and tools and weird, awkward stuff. You're just pulling the meat right out of the shell. And like Jen was saying, all that is water going through the shell at a really, really high pressure to separate it all so you can pull it out in one piece. And Hugh Reynolds does not do that for anybody else.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you can see the freshness in the lobster, which sounds ridiculous to say, but look at how beautiful snowy white this is. Look at that perfect coloration in the pink there right on top. As I go to the front, look at that. This is what you can expect when you're getting a quality food. And it sounds ridiculous to say is quality, but seriously, I mean, think about what you're putting in your body. There's no preservatives. It's just simply water and fresh lobster.
And 18 of them are coming home to you, along with 16 ounces of Kate's Maine award-winning butter. And 55551, we're only able to do this single order of 18 at a price per tail like this about 2 times a year. So I would lock it into auto delivery and lock your 6 easy pays into auto delivery, because it's the best we do. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, my pleasure.
We're guaranteeing this on time for Easter as long as you order with your major credit card. And we've talked about some savories in the show. We're getting ready to finish with